I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for another episode of Transfer Talk, and we've got quite a lot to get into. So let's get straight into it. But before I do that, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on if you are new. If you watch on Twitter, come join us on YouTube and do all of that and join our great community. Got a great community building, one that I'm very proud of. But let's get straight into footy chat because there's so much to talk about. Normally helps if I change that. There we go. You'll see you'll see it a bit better now. So Spurs have entered the race to sign Houssem Aouar or Houssem Aouar. There's developing about this. Obviously, Aouar's been a target for Arsenal for quite a few years now, a good couple of years, and Tottenham entering that race. So really a lot to go on here, and apparently Arsenal are not going to make another bid, so it looks like they're moving on from Aouar. We're also talking Kieran Trippier. The Trippier to Manchester United deal is far from dead. There is life in this. Apparently Kieran Trippier is really pushing for a move to Old Trafford this summer. I'm also talking Declan Rice. Chelsea are to prepare a bid for Declan Rice. The bid is expected to be rejected. They are just testing the water on this one, really. Also, a bit of Mbappe. Liverpool have been sent an Mbappe warning. Obviously, we all know that Liverpool have been majorly linked with Mbappe. Certainly not this year, because I don't ever see Liverpool paying £200 million for a player. But there is some update on Mbappe as well. And last but not least, you'll see that yesterday, if you watch the shows, we covered Nicolo Barella. He has turned down any offers from any club in Europe. He firmly wants to stay at Inter Milan next summer. It's really interesting. They obviously won the Serie A title with Inter Milan. If they can keep Barella, if they can keep Lukaku, maybe they can do it again. Maybe they can win it again. But that is what we're talking about today. As I say, please get your comments in. Because we love to interact with you. Let me just put that one back up. A couple of comments. Zachary says, "What's up, Niall?" I'm all good. It's very hot, very, very hot. Right, that's one thing I will say, and I'll say that for free. It's very fucking hot, right, over in the UK. Very, very hot. United Spurs race for Aouar. If Pogba believes will be interesting. I don't see United going for Aouar. I just don't. I see you lot going for Camavinga. I see you if Chelsea don't make any further bids and the bid they're preparing for Declan Rice. I see you in for Declan Rice. I don't see United going in for Houssem Aouar. I think I have that gut feeling. I also think you've got Donny. Why would you get Aouar if you've got Donny? So I just don't see United going in from. I do see Spurs though. I do see Spurs. I've got the Marcus Rashford book as well. I haven't, but I've heard it's a good book. Van de Vinga is still a good pivot. It's certainly better than McFred. What's the temp? Probably a really nice day by our standards. 26 degrees, which is fucking baking, right? fucking baking. I'm not liking it. Absolutely not. I've got a cold Coke here. Normally I would have a tea or coffee. I can't do that shit today. I can't do it. It's so hot. I don't normally complain about the heat, but my lord. Let's get into it. Let's see if I've put some white glow on here just to try and make it a bit cooler. Try and cool me down, really. But let's talk about Aouar. And Tottenham have now entered the race to sign Lyon midfielder Houssem Aouar. This is according to ESPN's Julien Lorenz. Tottenham are keen to reunite Tanguy Ndombele and Houssem Aouar, with the duo have excelled together at Lyon. Arsenal have given up their pursuit. So there's quite a few bits about this. So that's the Tottenham bit. Tottenham want Aouar. They think getting Aouar in will help Ndombele, which then should help Son, which then should help Kane, and should help, Tottenham's attack being a bit better. Obviously, if you're still playing with the three midfielders, you've got Højbjerg as well. So you probably have a midfield three of Højbjerg, Ndombele, and Aouar. If you go into this three at the back, I don't really know where everyone fits in, because Ndombele is a cam, really. You'd say he's more attacking central midfielder. Aouar, I believe, is a central midfielder. Højbjerg is a DM, really. So I don't know where they all fit in. But I suppose that is the job for Nuno, is to fit the players into his tactics. You're going to want... Ndombele had a good season last year. He wasn't horrific. He actually was all right. So you'd really want to focus on getting Ndombele up there. Would Aouar help with that? Maybe Højbjerg misses out. Or maybe, I don't know, Nuno tries to put him at centre-back. I don't know. I don't know what Nuno's going to do, but Nuno has got some work to do with Aouar, really. Arsenal have given up their pursuit for the Lyon midfielder Houssem Aouar. They will not make any further offer. That is according to Alexis Bernard. He is a French journalist. So Arsenal look like they've given up. The minute of the race, they were like, nah, we're done. Give up. We'll move on to someone who we don't have to fight for. Really poor mentality there from Arsenal, I think. Because if you're Aouar and Arsenal and Tottenham come in with similar offers, you probably go to Arsenal, don't you? I'm not even throwing smoke at Tottenham. I mean, my dad's a Spurs fan. I just don't think you would go to Spurs. I think you'd pick Arsenal. Maybe it's the project. I don't know. Something is really wrong with that club, Arsenal. Well, both of them have got major issues. There's something really, really wrong with Arsenal at the moment. Really, really, really poorly run. Really poorly run. But there is a bit about United, obviously. Amid uncertainty around Paul Pogba's future, Man U are monitoring Aouar's situation. Even though Arsenal and Spurs lead the chase, Solskjaer views him as a good replacement for Pogba, and an offer of 25 million euros could be enough to sign Aouar. Now, if Aouar, so there's the other bit, really. There's the challenge for Arsenal and Tottenham. Because if Paul does go this summer, and Solskjaer and United think, let's go get another player. Let's go get someone to maybe help, maybe fight Donny, or maybe to, have that little bit of competition in there. Aouar goes to United. I firmly don't see how he wouldn't go to... I know United have been in races with, obviously, Gabriel and Pepe, and Arsenal beat them to it. But I think that's because Arsenal and United were not close, but they had the similar competitions. I mean, United really only, Champions League 1 year, I think. So there were sort of those issues at Old Trafford, wasn't there? Now Manchester United have had Champions League 2 years in a row. They brought in Jadon Sancho. They're looking at Varane as a good deal to bring in. If they get Aouar, I mean, if they put an offer in front of Aouar, he's got the choice between no European competition with Arsenal, Conference League with Spurs, Champions League with Manchester United. So I do think he would probably pick United. I would pick United if that was the three options that were given to me. But there's a lot around this, and it'll be a really intriguing story to see how this goes on. because if he ends up at Spurs, I think it's a really good signing. It means that someone misses out. Sissoko probably does miss out at some point. Højbjerg or Ndombele, you'd presume Højbjerg could be the one to miss out, or move to a centre-back or whatever. I don't see how Arsenal can do it. If United come into this race, I think that's why Arsenal would pull out. I think that's why Arsenal pulled out. If they've sort of sniffed, if they can't get this deal done quickly, to which Arsenal and getting deals done quickly is virtually impossible. I think they've sniffed it. United are sniffing around this. Liverpool are sort of touching base with it, I think. But could be a really interesting race. And Lyon will be quite happy at this, because I think a bit of a bidding war between all three clubs, or four, would be quite good for Lyon. More money, isn't it? So this story will be really interesting to see how this develops. Some comments here. 35 here. Yeah, I would not. I'd be dead with 35 degrees. A Trippier update comes with Varane update 2, which is good. It doesn't. I only used a bit of it. I might have used it all. Fuck those. Big up Null and everyone from Chris. Is Aouar linked to United? Little bit, but it's if Pogba goes. I mean, United, they're slowly trying to fix, I think, half their issues, which is obviously good for United. How are Liverpool not all over this player? Bloody joke, says Chris. Yes, but only if Pogba leaves, and we shouldn't get him. Feeling is we are monitoring the situation. That is it. Yes, we are. Well, not we. You lot are monitoring. I'm monitoring all transfers, but you are monitoring Aouar. Aouar wants to go to a club in Europe now, apparently. Well, Tottenham really isn't Europe. I mean, Conference League. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real now. That let's just take a second to assess the Conference League, shall we? I've taken my second. It's a pile of shit. So that's neither Tottenham or Arsenal, Kenny. Do you have a CNAL, or do you not need it enough to... What's AC? Air conditioner. I've got a fan that's on full. Got a fan on full. Now Spurs are in Europa Conference League. Yes, it's not Europe. Big up to Sean. Big up to Sean. How are we doing? Roma will win the Conference League, to be honest. Are they in the Conference League? Jose, he's definitely going to win that. He's definitely stat padding that. But yeah, Sean, I also sent you a message because we've got qualifying at 6 p.m. tonight. But we're doing that. There's that new format Formula One are doing. So, yeah. Chris Aouar is completely different to Genie. Yeah, but I mean, Genie wasn't that good. But let's move on from Aouar. Let's move on from Aouar and move to Kieran Trippier, shall we? This is from the Muppeteers, obviously well-respected sort of news outlet on social media, especially on Twitter. They've said wouldn't write off Custis so quickly. 50 million for Varane and completion, and 18 million for Trippier. We got news about Trippier really wanting his move just this week from very reliable journalist Matt Law. If he pushed the price, that price will come down, and that's a good spot. And this was always the thing. This was always the opinion of everyone. Really, is that basically. If Kieran Trippier wanted to move to Old Trafford, that price that he has set is going to go down, because the last thing a team wants is an unhappy player, right? No one wants an unhappy player. So I do sort of see how this goes. So I think if United can get Trippier for 18 mil, and it's a quick deal, right? None of this negotiating bullshit. Because you've negotiated with Sancho, you negotiated on Varane. You're going to have to negotiate for your central midfielder, whoever that may be. If this is a quick deal that takes 2 seconds to do, we want 18 million. Here's 18 million. Can we talk to Trippier? Thank you. Trippier, personal terms already agreed. Trippier is a United player. If the deal can be done really quickly, I see this as only a positive for United. That would mean that Diego Dalot probably does leave, whether that be on loan back to AC Milan. I know they've been very interested in AC Milan. AC Milan very interested in taking Dalot back. It would mean Brandon Williams looking very likely, regardless of what happens, very likely to go out on loan. Southampton currently haggling down the £2 million loan fee that United have put on there. So I think if you can get Trippier, I think it's a really good deal. I think if it's quick, if you have to negotiate, I'll just walk away. I'll just walk away and be look, we've got Dalot. Dalot will be used as our backup right back. Wan-Bissaka's got Sancho on the right, or Greenwood, whoever it may be, for the start of the season. Obviously, Rashford taking some time off for surgery. So I just see it as a really good deal. A bit of experience in that back line. It would be a very experienced set of defenders, wouldn't it? Shaw about to come into his prime. Maguire, again, very similar, about to go into his prime. Varane in his prime. Trippier, sort of maybe leaving his prime, but still a very good right back. We saw that in the competition that happened over the summer. So I really do think that this would be a good deal, but it has to be a deal you can get done quickly, especially with how mad United are moving in the market. I mean, getting in Sancho, getting in Varane, if they get a DM or whatever they're doing with central midfield, I think it works. I really think it's a good summer. If they can top it off with Kieran Trippier as well, I think that's probably what, if we're rating it out of 10, it's probably a 10 out of 10 summer window, which, when was the last time Manchester United ever had a 10 out of 10 summer window? So really interesting summer window here for Manchester United. And somewhat acting like a big team, certainly working better than Chelsea at the moment, moving better than City, better than Liverpool, better than Arsenal, better than Tottenham. The only team probably doing better business or working a bit better is a bit like Leicester. I think Leicester is just such an insane, well-run club. So I think Manchester United are having a great summer at the moment. But it's only a good summer if you get all your deals done. So if you get Varane in, if you get Trippier in, if you get Aouar or Camavinga or Rice in, I think that's a really good summer. But if you don't, then it's, again, more the same for Manchester United, linked with lots of players, but only end up with Sancho and Varane, which wouldn't be enough for me. I don't think that'd be enough for anyone, really, as if you're a United fan, that you're probably wanting more. If that makes sense. Zach says people would die without air conditioning at the moment. Roma got in the Conference League last minute. Well, Jose's stat pad in that, isn't he? Good old Jose. Why is an upgrade on Wijnaldum, says Chris. Yeah, I never rated Genie Wijnaldum, but that's my opinion. Kenny saying, can we just fucking announce Sancho? Maybe just give it a second. Look, Sancho is done. You've got Sancho. So just relax, just wait patiently for him to be unveiled. Leicester are always the best club in terms of how good their summer is. They are very, very good. They're very organised, very, very organised, very well run though, very well run. Look, if you're West Ham or you're an Everton, and you want sort of that setup, that sort of structure and things about how to be one of these clubs that slowly breaks into top 4, top 6. I think Leicester is a really good example for any team, like a West Ham, like an Everton, like a Villa. I think how well they're organised, such a credit to anyone at Leicester City right now. I think they're extremely well run. I almost called you Prime. Velvishwan says, bow down to me. Everton always have good windows on paper. They always disappoint. They always do, but Rafa Benitez might change that for them. But let's move on. Let's move on to Declan Rice, shall we? Chelsea are planning a bid of around 50 or 55 million pounds for Declan Rice, which will be rejected. It's to test the waters. As the competition that happened in the summer has finished, Chelsea will now step up their pursuit of midfielder Declan Rice. In fact, I'm told Chelsea are planning to place a bid of around 50 to 55 million pounds for the England international, which we will see rejected. The first bid is planned to be about testing the water, which will potentially put pressure on West Ham and give Declan Rice a reason to question them, West Ham remain reluctant to sell their star player this summer. For me, if Chelsea make a bid of 50 to 55 million and it is rejected, a lot of people thinking, Declan Rice has already said 60 million, you should be able to accept that. I came in for nothing. I want to leave. I want to go to a bigger club. Look, West Ham will always be will be a club I love, blah, blah, blah. But I want to make that step up in my career. I think it does put pressure on West Ham, certainly. I also think this now rules Manchester United out of getting Declan Rice, in my opinion. Because if Declan Rice does go, if Chelsea are making these bids, a 50 or 55, unless West Ham reject 60, 65, and United chuck in a 70 to 80, just a complete madness. He goes Chelsea. He's off to Chelsea. If he puts in that bit of pressure, I think he'll go to Chelsea. It really does. It'll be really interesting though. And look, United fans, Declan Rice was, and the way it has been with Declan Rice, it's always been the same. If Chelsea aren't interested, Manchester United can get Declan Rice. If Chelsea are interested, Manchester United have not a hope. Mainly because he came through Chelsea's youth. So he's come through their youth academy. His best mate Mason Mount plays for them. He would love to play link up with Mount. I hope for me, I do hope for Declan Rice that he's not basing this decision because his best mate plays for him. I think that would be really, really silly. I think that would be a really silly thing to do. I think if he's picking it because, oh, my best mate's there, would be shocking behavior, in my opinion. It should always make your opinion or your moves based on what you think is best for your career. Now, I do think Chelsea is a good place for him. Do I think Manchester United are better? Well, he'll certainly get more game time at Manchester United because who's in front of him? Fred and McTominay. Well, Declan Rice is better than both. So he would certainly become an integral part of that midfield at Old Trafford. Would he win things? I think if United get all these good signings in and they start really, really coaching them well, obviously we've seen that Ollie's brought in a few new coaches as well. A set-piece coach. I think he's even brought in a defensive coach or one of the former coaches from Chelsea, a well-respected coach, though. So I do think if United doing all that, they could win stuff. So Declan Rice United, I don't think it will happen anymore. I do think if Chelsea put in these bids, it really heaps pressure onto West Ham. But there is a positive to this. There is a positive. Now, you're about to ask me, well, I'm about to lose. Say I'm a West Ham fan. You're telling me I'm about to lose one of our key components in midfield, but there's a positive. There is. You get 60 million for Declan Rice, you can get Jesse Lingard then. Because how West Ham operate, if you can get a really good DM from Europe, because they're always cheaper in Europe, always cheaper. Right? If you can get a good DM in Europe for 30 million or even 20 million, I'm not sure how much Souček cost. But if you can do that, right, and then you can go get Jesse Lingard, you're replacing Declan Rice with maybe someone a little bit less good than him from Europe, but you're also adding in Jesse Lingard. So I do think that really strengthens West Ham a lot. I do. Will that happen? I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. Would they use all the money they got from Declan Rice to invest into a squad? You'd hope so. I think David Moyes absolutely definitely deserves it. It's up to the owners, and we all know the West Ham's owners aren't too good. Kenny says this also confirms Chelsea probably nearly put down with the heart. I think it's two opposite deals. I think Chelsea have got that much money, they probably can just do another 250 million pound transfer window, I think. Because remember a while ago, we had something that if Chelsea get Haaland, they wouldn't be able to get other signings like Rice. They probably could. I mean, they spent 250 million pounds last year. They probably could do it. It requires people leaving, as it always has done. If you can get rid of some of that deadwood at Chelsea, Kepa and Marcus Alonso and Emerson and all of these players that aren't very good, then that brings in more money. Therefore, that makes it easier for you guys to work on it. So I think for Chelsea, they could get Rice, Haaland. I think Haaland's very difficult at the moment, which means Chelsea are going to have to desperately hunt for a striker very, 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 very quickly. A lot of the big strikers are being snapped up. You could potentially see them trying to go for Lukaku. I think Lukaku is their best option, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think Haaland is going to go to Chelsea. I certainly don't see Harry Kane going to Chelsea. I think if they get Harry Kane, that is some of the best business they've ever done because they've had to negotiate with Levy. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Really is interesting. That racist twat who said on the stream that Rashi, not on this stream, on I know what you're on about, on in terms of that stream. I'm not sure what channel it was on. Using his colour as an excuse, has made an accusation on Nagal saying he is profiting from racism. Now he is on the global news. How dare he does that? Yeah, look, no, I think everyone is against race. Well, I would hope everyone is against racism. So when we hear it, we call it out. That's completely normal. 175 mil plus 50. No, Kenny, that doesn't, right. Firstly, you don't understand transfers. It doesn't all go out in one lump sum. That also, it's not 175 million. It's 150. Right, so let's get these figures right before we start banding around shite. Right, so it's 150 is what they're looking to probably have to secure Haaland. Yes, the dad and Miola do want money, but these will be a part of a contract to which you would probably see them both paid in installments. And don't forget, you'll also probably see a transfer probably broken into installments because no club is paying 150 straight up. Very, very rare. So Chelsea will probably look at an installment plan. So it's not 275 million. Now you're just chatting shit. Kane will stay at Spurs. Well, they may well do. What I'm saying is that is always an option for them to pursue. They'll just ignore them. Yeah, I would say the same. But let's move on. Let's talk Mbappe. Let's talk Kylian Mbappe because he has been linked to Liverpool a lot, right? I don't know how, I don't know why. This man seems to get linked with Liverpool all the fucking time. Don't ask me how. But there has been something that Peter Crouch has said. And I wouldn't normally include this, but I really wanted to talk about this because I think Peter Crouch is a bit of a twat, really, with what he just said. What he said. Former Liverpool striker Peter Crouch has claimed securing Mbappe's services wouldn't guarantee the Reds the Premier League title next season. Well, duh, of course it wouldn't. It is highly unlikely Liverpool will make a move for a French international this summer, as his €200 million price tag runs him out of contention for a Paris to Anfield swap. The 22-year-old has announced he wants to leave the French side and has reportedly told his teammates that he will respect the final year of his contract and leave on a free transfer next summer. But Crouch doesn't think the arrival of World Cup winner would make or break Liverpool's title campaign, despite the admiration for the player. I personally, on this one, he would certainly be a big help. I think a player like Mbappe, we saw what Cristiano Ronaldo did when he went to Old Trafford and how good he was. I think when we think about this logically, Mbappe is such a talent. He would absolutely help Liverpool. But it ain't happening, so let's move on. I didn't really see much racism besides all the media hyping it up and people speaking against it on Twitter. There were loads. There was loads. Unfortunately, we've got... I had this argument, or not argument, but debate on Twitter with some people from Ghana, because they kept saying, why would Hudson-Odoi not want to join Ghana instead of England? Oh, he wouldn't get racially abused in Ghana. I said, well, that might be correct. Ghana is not perfect either. In fact, Ghana have some of the worst human rights in terms of LGBT communities ever. I mean, I think you get 3 years in prison for consensually being gay. So being gay, you get 3 years in prison in Ghana. In England, you're allowed to roam the streets for free because guess what? Being gay is not a problem. So we've got a huge racism issue, and it does need fixing. It really does need fixing, and we need to come as a community, as people, to really push this forwards in terms of really cutting down the racism and calling it out when we see it. But it did make England look bad. It made England look really bad, all this racism. But we do need to call it out, and we need to continue doing what we are doing, which is every time we see it, we call it out. But we can only do so much. We as a community, we as a society can only ever do so much. What we really need is a bit of fucking help from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on how we eradicate these off these platforms. Monkey emoji. Why do we need a monkey emoji? You're just gonna that I've never seen a monkey emoji used in the correct way ever. How would you use it in the correct way? I'm going to the zoo. I'm sure we could put any other zoo animal on there, a lion or whatever. You don't need to do a monkey. That really does help racism. It just does it. It's easy. Just press that emoji. Jobs are good. So I think we could do a lot more, obviously. Lanzi says, Spurs entering the race for Aouar is like me trying to get into the Olympics 100 meters. Well, I'm guessing you'd do quite well, Lanzi, if you're going to do that. Same thing happened to America's global perception from the media portrayal of racism. It didn't help when you have Trump. Mbappe's staying. He is. Qatar, it's illegal to be gay, but FIFA punishing Mexico for a chant which isn't meant to be homophobic. Yeah, they're also punishing Hungary. FIFA is the strangest community ever. Oh, we're all inclusive for gay people and for the LGBT community. Let's hold the next World Cup in a place where it's illegal to be fucking gay. Make sense of that. And as the World Cup approaches and all of that shit, don't you worry, because we absolutely will be ripping the shit out of FIFA. Absolutely. Not a problem. We'll do it for free as well. Let's do the last story before we open the lines up for you lot to come on and have your say. And the last bit is about a story we reported yesterday, which is Nicolo Barella. Nicolo Barella is reportedly committed to Inter Milan and will refuse offers for a move away from major European clubs. This is according to FC Inter News, while reporting that it is in the player's personal ambition to continue playing for Inter Milan. The 24-year-old is attracting interest from the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich on the strength of his impressive performances for Inter Milan and for the pizza-loving country in the tournament that happened over the summer. So, yeah, this one is really simple to sum up. If Nicolo Barella was open to a move, I think it would be an incredible signing for both clubs. I think it would really help both clubs. I think it would be such a good signing, but not happening, so there's no point. There's no point in him talking about it. Barella is not going to join United or Liverpool. It looks like he's firmly staying at Inter Milan. And that is something I think a lot of people, and I think even myself, predicted. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It really is an interesting one. But yeah, it looks like Barella absolutely staying at Inter Milan. Is no interest in moving to Europe, which is a shame because I do think Barella in the Premier League probably does a good job. I quite like watching Barella. In the tournament that happened over the summer. So, no, I do like, I did like watching him. I think he's a cracking little footballer. So, yeah, I think a shame that he's not going to move. But, you know, wants to stay in the pizza-loving country, doesn't he? A load of countries have gays jailed or sentenced to death, which is fucking stupid. I agree. Hopefully it makes Qatar change. Doubt it. Most are Muslim countries, which makes me sad, as this isn't what we're like. Having been judged by the world, Qatar also using slave labor to build stadiums. FIFA has no morals. Transfer 350 overall package, which includes player. Yeah, I mean, his dad won something as well, didn't he? So it is an odd one. It is an odd one with Haaland. Kenny, that's what it would be altogether. I do agree with that. But what we'll do, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. There we go. So I've got the link here. I've put it into the chat for you lot to come on and have your say. I just need to pin it in the chat because half the time, once we carry on sort of talking, someone's like, "You got the thing? You got the code or the link?" So there we go. Also, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you have not done so already. It really does help us out over here. Plus Haaland's wages as well, which would make 30 mil, so 250. Yeah, it is mad, but it would be structured. It would be done over 5 years. It would never be done all up front. So what are we talking about today? We're talking Aouar, obviously with Arsenal, Spurs, United, Trippier, United, Declan Rice, Chelsea, Mbappe, Liverpool, and Barella rejecting Liverpool and United to stay at Inter Milan. I don't know why I did that. That's what I want to do. There we go. But I'm joined by Kenny and Chris. How are we doing, guys?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm all good. What about you, Kenny?
I'm doing decent, but can we just fucking announce Sancho, man?
No. And how are you doing, Velv?
Yeah, I'm good. My brain's hurting trying to explain Kenny what transfer fees is. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I just want to. I'm not an expert in transfers myself. I'm far from it, but I just want to help you with a little something here. All transfers are done in a way that they are structured over the length of a contract. Very rarely will they chuck it all in one lump sum. You're paying off. Look, Sancho's being paid in installments. So yeah. Zachary says, I'm not educated enough on the transfer market to offer insight on this stream. Neither's Kenny, but we allow him on.
Yeah, because you basically get the wages per year of each player and the agent, and then you have to add it over, times that by over the years of the contract.
Yeah.
So say like we had signed Saul, he's a 300k.
Yeah.
Possibly per year you're looking around about possibly at 25 mil, times out by 5, you get that, and then you add that to the transfer. So looking at 80 mil as an overall package. That's what you do with the transfers.
I know that, but Kenny's an idiot. But let's get into the stories. We'll start with you, Kenny. What do you want to talk about?
Kieran Trippier, please.
Right. I don't know what when I say what do you want to talk about, you always just say Kieran Trippier and then just stop. Like talk. Like what do you want to talk about and then talk about it.
So Kieran Trippier, I think, is I've seen a lot of people saying they don't want him in because we already have a one that's like what I think this will be is like. So, like Luke Shaw, for example, had an absolutely amazing year once we signed Tellers. I think this is what we're trying to do with it. Because Trippier, whatever way you put it, he's a good right back. He's definitely on the same level as Wan-Bissaka, if not better as of now. Tellers was better than Shaw at the time we signed him. So the competition should help Wan-Bissaka, and also with the addition of Sancho, who helped the right side as well. What I'm hoping is that this will help Wan-Bissaka's attacking side of the game, because his defensive side of the game is amazing, but attacking side of the game he needs to improve on. Trippier is not the like a trend, but he's still decent as attack. He's definitely better than Wan-Bissaka attacking wise. So he could definitely think. I'm really happy about Trippier just because it'll really help Wan-Bissaka, and even if Wan-Bissaka turns out not to be that good next season, we still got a really decent or really good right back waiting there to be picked as well. So it's a very good signing, and I've seen people say we don't need him. I think we do, because Wan-Bissaka definitely last season. What he showed was it wasn't very consistent last season. I think most of you will agree. He wasn't very consistent. For example, against Leipzig, he was completely pulled out of position and we lost the game. He was pulled out of position in a lot of the times. For all 3 goals, he was out of position and he lost his marker, basically. So it should be a really, really good signing. Of course, it's not exactly the most marketable signing of all time, but it should be, and I think it will happen just because I think it will eventually wind down to that amount, and we want to pay that amount because he's going for free next year. So, and there's no other clubs that really want him except me.
No, you. This is why I'm smarter than you. Basically, he played a certain amount of games, which extended his contract by a further year.
So still, though, next season they'd get far less money for him. So
you are correct.
So yeah, and we're really the only club interested in him, apart from maybe Everton. But Everton don't have the pull that United have. Let's be honest. And his family already live in Manchester. So
yeah, look, if he had to choose, he would obviously choose Manchester United. That makes the most sense. No, I do see it as a good deal for both parties. But we'll see how it develops. As I said, I would only ever do this if it was a really quick deal that you could get done really quickly. That is how I see it anyway. But Chris, what do you want to talk about, mate?
Well, where do I start?
Where do you start? That is the question. Where do you start?
Well, Mbappe not happening. Was never happening in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more likely me being a Mooner than Mbappe joining Liverpool, if I'm being honest. So I think some Liverpool fans need to stop with this Twitter hype. Mbappe 2022, etc. Then 10 years, it'll be 2032. So it's not happening. It's not happening. Wages, etc. He's on sky high wages. You got everything's paying transfer fees, etc. So it's not happening. Especially on fucking FSG. With them filthy snobby Kremlins. That's what it stands for. So
I'm going to use that from the future now on. I'm afraid I'm nicking that. I will obviously credit you whenever I use it.
Yeah, wherever about that. But next one, Barella, not surprising that he's staying at Inter Milan because he had a good tournament in the summer. I try not to mention it.
Good lad. I just call it the tournament that happened over the summer.
Yeah.
And if I have to refer to that country, I call them the pizza-loving country.
Because that's what happens with summer tournaments. Whenever someone performs well, then the transfer fee does pretty up.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty sure how we're not over Houssem Aouar either.
Yeah.
I mean, 25 million. Come on. Fucking hell. What the hell? What the hell are we doing?
No, there's a reason. I think there's a reason for that. Because I don't think Leon will like to cooperate with us after the Nabil Fekir saga, because 50 million we were going to offer for Fekir. They never got it, and they don't trust us again.
Was that under FSG or Gillette?
FSG by
FSG.
a mile.
Ouch.
Yeah, but you're talking about Fekir, but Fekir was an injury prone. He was in. I thought at first. At first I did want him. I thought, but you fail a medical with a pretty injury. Come on.
There's so many different stories. I don't even know what it is. First, I'm hearing it was a knee injury. Then he said it wasn't. Apparently, the actual one was that they wanted his brother, younger brother, to be included in the deal, and his brother is so shit. Like, if you see, his brother's gone to Real Betis with Fekir as well.
Hold up. what's this whole shit about? I'm sorry, but no. If I want a player, I just want the player that I want, not you and your fucking entourage. No, I'm not getting your brother in.
They want to get
Get
the brother.
fucked.
I was like, what? Because
No.
now him and his brother plays for Betis now.
Well, I'm sure they have a great time. I wouldn't want to play with my brother. Hey, heck it, fuck it. If I was offered a professional deal, I'd be like, yeah, just take me. I don't want my brother coming with me, just me. That's how I'd do it. But maybe.
I mean, we see that these days now, don't we? Family get involved.
Yeah, it is. It's all about getting as much money as physically possible.
I mean, just look at Messi last summer. Yeah, Messi was wanting to leave, but his family stopped him. Well, his family was one of the reasons that stopped him.
Yeah, and the fact that there was a contract that he couldn't get out of. Unfortunately, when there's a contract, you just can't get out of it. Zachary says, I did hear from a credible source that Haaland has a release clause that becomes active next summer for 75 million or something, which in case Dortmund would get extra money this summer. They also let Lewandowski leave for free, so they don't care. They're a weird club. They got less money for Sancho.
Klopp was fuming at that transfer. He was like, why didn't we keep him?
Yeah. I think in terms of the Dortmund, they lost money on Sancho this summer. They're going to lose money on Haaland. They let Lewandowski go for free. They don't care. They're good at negotiating, but my lord, they lose shit tons of money if we compare to what they could have got.
I still think Haaland's even this summer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. What, this summer or next summer?
No, this summer.
I do agree.
It's so similar to the Sancho situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, United were after Sancho last summer. I think, what did United have to pay? Was it over 100 mil for him?
120, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was 108 million pounds in 120 million euros.
Which is...
United obviously got Sancho now.
Yeah.
By lowering the transfer fee slightly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen with Haaland next summer.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to go, but 75
million.
million.
He could end up anywhere, mate. He genuinely. We saw Viola doing the tour of Europe over the last few months, didn't we? So he'll be doing the tour of Europe again next summer, going, "Who's giving me the money? Give me the money, wankers!" And then his dad's going to be there, like, "Give me the money." They're just filthy wankers. They're just filthy wankers.
I mean, clubs can afford Haaland probably next summer because with fans back, revenue, etc. and I think clubs will be back in good stead in terms of paying the debts off and bills off, etc. But we need to wait.
It's just gonna.
That's in the future.
It's all going to go down to the contracts, isn't it? Because the fee is going to be exactly the same. It's release clause, so the fee will be the same for all of them. It's who can win the contract battle. I can assure you, Manchester United will not get Haaland because they will lose that contract battle quite quickly. It'll certainly be really interesting. It will certainly be a really interesting battle, and one that next summer I'm definitely looking forward to because. All of you are going to be like, we're getting Haaland. I'm like, none of you are getting Haaland. He's coming to Argyle. I'm joking. We haven't got enough pasties. Despite hearing from multiple Dortmund outlets that he isn't leaving this summer, I don't think he is leaving this summer. They're great at giving young players a chance to develop. Great farm club. Really good youth club. Really good youth club. Not a big Haaland fan. Very weird guy, and he's a poacher. Yeah, I don't rate Haaland too much either. I actually think Greenwood has a higher ceiling than Erling Haaland, but
Greenwood is already better than Erling Haaland.
The football community is not ready to have that conversation yet, but we absolutely will have that conversation very, very soon. Sometime soon, the conversation will be started by me that Mason Greenwood is in fact better than Erling Haaland. It's just facts, but people aren't ready to have that. Mainly bitter Arsenal fans, because they still think Saka is included in that debate, which is disrespectful to Greenwood. It truly is disrespectful. Saka is not as good as Greenwood. Martinelli is not as good as Greenwood. Smith Rowe, go get Greenwood a drink. Your boss needs a drink because you're not good enough to even lace up his boots. So yeah, it's just a bit of Arsenal fans that are preventing that debate, and Velvishwan, of course. Big up to RJ in the chat as well. Greenwood hasn't been proven. Well, you say that, but he's played over 100 games. He's, I think, the highest scoring teenager for Manchester United in Europe. I think he's got over 32.
I think Prem history.
Or that, and that as well. So, I mean, he's broken a shit ton of records at quite a young age that just doesn't get spoken about. He's beaten Wayne Rooney. He's beaten Rashford in terms of European success, goals in Europe. So, you know, let's put a bit of respect on this young man's name and take Saka out of that conversation, because all I say is Greenwood scores that penalty. But, you know, again, also the football community is not ready to have that conversation yet. Also, Greenwood scores that penalty with his weaker foot. 65 appearances, 17 goals. Is that in the Prem?
That's a fake stat.
Let me.
Oh,
yeah.
More than 17 goals, I can guarantee you that.
He's definitely got more than 17. I think that's in Europe. He's got 17 goals, you know. He's certainly got a shit ton of goals. King Velv is on to that one. But no, look, the football community is not ready to have this debate yet.
He's made 152. Actually, let me exclude the under 18s Premier League.
Absolutely remove the under 18s Premier League Velvishwan and the FA Youth Cup.
Okay, might take it out. I'll just chat about Houssem Aouar while we do that.
Go for it.
I've seen there's many teams linked with him: Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. I don't think he'll come to Liverpool, as I said about the relationship with the club. And secondly, I think he's a very similar player to Curtis Jones. Both players like to pick the ball from deep, like to dribble a lot, like to drive forward. I feel like I'd rather stick with Curtis Jones than Houssem Aouar. But if we do sign him, I wouldn't be mad. And he's linked with Arsenal and Spurs. I'll be honest, if I was Aouar, I would go to Spurs, funny enough. Because there's already a player there, and Ndombele, both used to play together for Lyon. Those two together were absolutely magnificent. Like, I remember watching them in the Champions League together against City, when both of them actually outplayed City in the midfield. And this is the City that won the treble as well. So they literally outplayed them. And with Aouar replacing Sissoko at Spurs, could possibly see midfield of Ndombele, Aouar, Højbjerg, and that'll be a good midfield. Like, if he goes to Arsenal, where Thomas Partey, Aouar, who else is there? Who's that guy? I forgot his name. Smith Rowe, yeah, him. Yes, it's not going to work. He didn't work at Spurs rather than Arsenal.
Yeah. No.
Well, I don't think Aouar will want to join a free club called Arsenal, so I think he would rather. I think Tottenham's more the right choice, as you said. He played with Ndombele at Lyon, and I mean, at the moment, it's like if you're Houssem Aouar, it's like Arsenal's Apple, and Tottenham is Orange. So Apple's not as convincing. So I think Tottenham's more convincing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rocket science. I would choose Tottenham over Arsenal all day long.
Yeah, I think any club would. Like, if you choose Arsenal, then I would say I'll give you credit because you want to go to a shit club, prove yourself. But you're working under Arteta, man. Like, you work under Arteta, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, and also you got them fans as well. That fan base that there's with that free show Arsenal fan TV.
Minus.
Because like Arsenal fan TV will make money anyways with views and games. So
Yeah, I mean, it is mad. It is crazy. You worked it out yet, Velshon?
Doing the assists. I got the goals and the appearances. So it's 105 appearances with 30 goals, and checking the assists. It's pretty high, the assists.
No, he's not much of an assister.
I just wonder.
I can. As someone who's tracked Greenwood's career quite a bit already, he's not much of an assister.
So basically 40 goal contributions in 100 games for a youngster.
Not bad. Where most of them have been played in the Premier League, Champions League, and Europa League. That's actually quite good.
And then if you add the minutes as well, if I could get that as well.
Yeah, I mean, minutes are a very difficult one to work out, aren't they?
yeah,
So basically he's got 3,000 minutes in the Prem, plus the Europa League, 4,000. So another 1,000. So he's played around like 5,000 minutes in the total.
5,000 divided by 30. So he gets a goal on average about one every other game, which, you know, some professionals would only ever dream of having that sort of consistency. He gets a goal around. He gets a goal 100 every 166 minutes, which, you know, I think many people would, as I said, seniors would only dream of having that sort of appearance level. In my opinion, and look, there's more to come from Greenwood. Don't forget, this is a Greenwood that had such a horrific start last season. Played half a season in the Prem the season before that. So we're not even seeing full Greenwood at the moment. So when you see full Greenwood, you Arsenal fans, pipe down because I'm about to sit on you. But we are going to wrap it up there because me and Chris will be back for Formula One qualifying at 6 p.m. tonight because the format is different.
on a pretty Friday, madness.
Yes, we've got they're trialing out that new format this weekend. We've got Formula One qualifying tonight at 6 p.m. for the sprint qualifying. So this is sprint qualifying. Then we have the sprint race tomorrow, which will then decide the grid for Sunday. So 2 races this weekend, which I'm really excited about, and a qualifying session. So all good things are there this weekend. I'm excited to test it out, see if it works. You never know. We might get a lot of real good wheel-to-wheel racing in the sprint race, and that would be amazing. That would be amazing. And maybe someone could crash into Lewis Hamilton. Maybe Max can just crash into Lewis and be like, "Nah, you start 20th." Zachary says his stats were only for the Prem. And Mustafa says Greenwood over Harvey Elliott. I completely agree.
Elliott's a creator and Greenwood's a goal scorer. They're both different things.
Yeah,
Greenwood's still better.
At the moment, yeah. At the moment, I'm sorry.
Yeah, at the moment, Greenwood, of course. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but come on, at the moment, I know I hate Man United to death, but come on, Greenwood over Javier all day on. Like Javier is a pretty 12-year-old. Come on.
Greenwood over Messi and Ronaldo. Heard it here first.
I wouldn't go that far.
Love it. But we are going to wrap it up there.
I mean, Greenwood's better than Didier Drogba in the final.
Jesus Christ. Before we do go, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out our socials, Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL _, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Kenny, where can they find you?
Sancho is here, Let's Talk EPL, Kenny TV on YouTube, and Kenny the United fan on Twitch, and also Who's Pelly. Greenwood is so clear.
Chris?
Well, just find me One Piece only on YouTube, and I just recently uploaded my F1 Dream mode to start off with. So I wasn't talking because I was fully focused.
Yeah. I get that. And Velvishwan, what about you?
You can find me in the Palace of Wonders up in Buckingham Palace next to the Queen's. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at LordVel_skills.
You can find Velvishwan having sexual intercourse with the Queen every Monday at 4 p.m.
That's right. No,
She's an old MILF.
What the fuck, well, can we just end this now quickly before anyone asks any questions in the comments?
But until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you at 5:45. But until then, thanks for watching and peace out.